Today on Fresno State Focus, we give you an inside look at student workers and how their experience will help them later in life.
And we take a look at coffee lovers and why they're boycotting a top business.
Plus, we meet a Madera teacher who goes above and beyond for her students. Fresno State Focus starts now.
Welcome to Fresno State Focus. I'm Emily Crabtree.
And I'm Cesar Maya.
Protests in support of Palestinians have been sweeping the nation in the past few weeks, and today a sit-in was held here at Fresno State.
The protest started at the speaker's platform at 1 this afternoon. Natalia Mendoza is there to fill us in. Natalia?
Hey guys, I'm here at the speaker's platform area where they are giving speakers here at the peaceful protest on campus. As you can see, they're praying behind me, so I'm trying not to raise my voice a little out of disrespect. And then you can see it's very peaceful, it's quiet. And then let me show you what happened a little earlier today since it started at 1.
It's a practice called Sawubon, right?
A large crowd of people came together at the speaker's platform in support of the Palestinian people. Students and faculty showed up in full support. They held up flags and showed signs boycotting any war activity. There was even an area where people could create their own signs. Classmate Jackson Sanchez talked with the organizers to find out what this sit-in means to them.
We also don't want people to get their eyes off what is happening in Gaza right now and what's happening in the West Bank and in Palestine with the ongoing genocide that is being committed against those people and the mass graves that are being discovered. And that is the bigger picture we are focusing on.
You feel empathy for them. Good.
As for that bigger picture, this unrest between the Israelis and Palestinians is decades old. Sanchez also talked to Rabbi Rick from Fresno's Temple Best Church. He thinks the Israeli people are not being treated with the same compassion as the Palestinian people are since the Hamas terrorist attack at a music concert last October.
The Hamas terrorists who murdered some 1,200 people and raped many women horrifically. It was absolutely horrific. None of them have I seen criticized by the activists.
I want you to just look at somebody next to you. Hopefully you're standing next to somebody you don't know. This will make that much.
As a student at Fresno State campus, this is a peaceful protest. Natalia Mendoza, Fresno State Focus.
Thank you for that report, Natalia. And Starbucks is facing some backlash from their customers. Some are boycotting the coffee chain and refusing to buy their products because of the employee union's support of the Palestinian people.
Renee Rodriguez tells us why this sudden protest against the company is hurting their business.
If you are a coffee drinker, this site might be familiar to you. Yes, Starbucks. Such a busy place, with people enjoying their favorite drinks. But they also have a lot to say about Starbucks and its politics.
I don't think chain restaurants or anything like that should be involved with politics. I think it doesn't have to do with it at all, so they shouldn't be funding any place that is harming other countries.
It's very unfortunate because a huge corporation like that has a huge voice and it's very impactful, and it's very unfair to their consumers who are kind of like innocent in all this.
Starbucks Workers United, the company's union, put out a post on X showing its support for the Palestinians. In the wake of the initial Hamas attack against Israel, Starbucks sued the union for trademark infringement after complaints from customers who believed the chain endorsed the message and supported terrorism.
Some people are boycotting and are choosing to go to other businesses for their coffee needs and drink out of non-branded coffee cups.
I used to buy it all the time, but now with Gaza and everything going on and them supporting them, I don't buy anymore.
Journalism instructor Jim Boren says when corporations take a political stand, it can hurt their business.
Well, it's a tricky issue. Obviously, you want to appeal to a large number of customers, and you don't want to anger anyone on one side or the other of a political issue.
He also says corporations try to play it safe when showing their political stance.
I think for the most part, most corporations try to balance it out so that they can get people from all sides of the political spectrum to buy their product.
Corporations like Starbucks should play it safe to avoid the risk of losing customers. In Fresno, René Rodriguez, Fresno State Focus.
And Starbucks isn't the only American multinational chain facing criticism.
McDonald's and Disney corporations have also had a history of taking a political stance, which has angered their customers.
Keeping energy costs low is a challenge, especially during the summer. But you can still save money even when electricity rates rise. David Victor shows us how you can beat the heat without hurting your wallet.
With summer around the corner, higher temperatures are coming, meaning a stressed power grid and high electric bills.
In summertime, when the demand for electricity is high, then the supply is low, so that's why the prices go higher.
So what can you do to save energy? The key is mostly about turning it into a habit.
Basic stuff, turning lights off, not leaving appliances on when they don't need to be. That whole reduce, reuse, recycle, it's the reduce part.
Many devices keep using energy even when they're turned off. So think about pulling the cord if you want to save a few more bucks.
Consider unplugging your electronics when you're not using. For example, people have their computers, their TV is always on. Whenever you leave your home, try to unplug.
One way to spare your change is by using smaller, more energy efficient appliances. This USB fan is energy efficient, keeps you cool, and it's quiet. Meanwhile, an air conditioner is often the biggest energy consumer in your home. Not to mention, it can get loud and annoying. A fan may be all you need on a moderately warm day.
Our bodies are set up to eliminate heat with perspiration. And if you sit under the fan and you're drinking water, I don't even notice the perspiration, but I do notice getting cooled off.
Certain appliances actually make your home warmer when they run. So even the time of day during which you use electricity matters.
Using your dishwasher, washer and dryer during the day, that creates a lot of heat, especially like the dryer. So you could, for example, use it at night.
These small actions won't be noticeable at first, but those savings will eventually start to add up in the long run. Reporting from Fresno, David Victor, Fresno State Focus.
And you know, it is tempting to keep the AC running, but electricity rates in California are so expensive. So it wouldn't hurt to try and follow these tips and keep some extra money in your pocket.
Let's take a moment to show off our students' great work. We'll start with the MCJ Showcase that was last Wednesday in our TV studio. Department Chair and Professor Faith Sidlow helped produce this event to acknowledge and celebrate the hard work of students in their class projects. My co-anchor, Emily, was highlighted for her story about Narcan. Professor Betsy Hayes' Central Valley Stories podcast was also highlighted. MCJ students say this is an inspiring event.
Being able to watch the ad PR videos and the filmmaking classes, seeing their projects was really cool, and just seeing the type of things that I can incorporate into my own work.
After the viewings, Glenn Rossney from Sennheiser helped Sidlow give away small prizes, including gift cards for coffee and pizza. The grand prizes were Sennheiser microphones and a Canon camera. We, here at Fresno State Focus, want to thank Professor Sidlow and all who helped to make this event happen.
Now turning to the Phoebe Conley Art Gallery for the graphic design exhibition, which was held last Thursday. 33 students showed off their graphic design and visual storytelling abilities. Some of the students showed off their creativity with projects they've been working on since the beginning of the year.
So we spent all semester working on it, and it just lets us kind of develop our style and our brand, and then just kind of put it on display for everyone to see.
Now, some of the students created comic books, clothes, video games, and AI avatars. Each student also shared their portfolio, showing off their digital art they created.
The end of the semester is right around the corner, and equipment on campus is being used now more than ever. I had a chance to check out a spot on campus that lends out some of those resources. Having equipment that can keep up with the college schedule isn't the easiest task.
The Tech Lending is a service in the Fresno State Library that allows us to check out laptops, cameras, and other things to students and faculty on campus.
Students can check out equipment for one day or an entire semester, depending on what they need.
Students can check out a portable charger for either a day or the week, and this can help them charge their phone or charge their battery on their computer if they need to.
Although many of their laptops are currently being used, you can still find a lot of cool tech like cameras, audio equipment, and even projectors that you can use for group projects.
Celeste Jones, an advertising and public relations major, frequently uses tech lending.
And I actually rent my laptop from there every semester. I've also rented cameras and a tripod before.
Jones recommends tech lending to any student who uses equipment for classes.
And I definitely didn't have like $1,000 to blow. So learning that I could rent a computer and still get like a quality tech and be able to run different programs that I was already on was so relieving, and I've stuck with it ever since I started renting one.
Tech lending could even help by answering questions if you're not exactly sure what you need. At the Fresno State Library, Cesar Maya, Fresno State Focus. Students can head to tech lending in the library lobby for tech or equipment they may be looking for.
Coming up on Fresno State Focus, we talk about the biggest commencement ceremony at Fresno State.
Also, see why these dogs are leaving the classroom to hop on a plane across the world.
Plus, I'll have your focus on weather when we come back from the break.
Here in the valley, our colors are blue and our waves are red. Bulldog born and bulldog bred. Generations linked forever by traditions that have stood the test of time. Inside our stadiums, we are one. This is our valley, and this year, we're doing it for you.
At Fresno State, being bold means committing to something greater than yourself. It's learning by doing and nurturing leaders to advance our shared future. It's using research to create a better life for those around us and healing those who need us most. These are our stories, because at Fresno State, bold begins here.
Hello, I'm Ador Berzamina, and this is your Focus on Weather. Now, as you can see behind me, this is the speaker's platform before earlier today, as you saw from Natalia's live report, there was a pro-Palestinian sit-in where students were just having a little sit-in and taking their part in speaking their voice. So we move on to the national weather here. We have the East Coast clear, and then the Midwest is the only spot that's looking like a little bit of rain will be coming through here. But if we look at the western satellite, right, we have a little bit of rain from the Pacific Northwest, but the valley is looking nice and clear. So if we look at the weather, it's all across the board, high 70s, low 80s, except for the foothills. It'll be a little bit lower there, but don't worry, the sun will still be out, just a little chillier. And now onto the lows, to the lows. So we'll have the low 50s to high 49s here, except for in the foothills. It'll be a little bit chillier there too. And now for our air quality, it'll be green in all the counties except for 2. So please take advantage of the good air, play some basketball, go for a run, walk your dog a little longer today. And now for the extended outlook, we have sunny days for the next 2 days, but oh no, on Saturday, we have, as the 2 suns set on Tatooine for our Star Wars fans, may the force be with you, and that's our only day for a little chance of rain, and the rest of the week's looking nice and clear for you all. That's been your Focus on Weather. Back to you guys.
Ador, thank you for that. Chicano and Latinos make up 58% of graduates in the CSU system.
With graduation right around the corner, first-generation graduates share their thoughts on this upcoming journey. Natalia Mendoza gives us an inside look.
Graduation is a big accomplishment for many students, but for first-generation students, paving the way for future generations is a great feeling.
Opportunities that my parents nor my grandparents didn't have. It means a lot to me to continue on their legacy.
A big factor of graduating, but the struggles that come with graduating, like dealing with mental health.
Just recently, like this last year, I really utilized the health services here at Fresno State, such as talking to a couple therapists. I really used a male group therapy session, and that was really helpful.
I just picked up my sash, and it's such an amazing feeling to be one step closer to graduating. And as a first generation, it means a lot to me, just so I can set the way for future generations. If you want to pick up your sash tomorrow from 12 to 4, you can in front of the social science building, and just bring your ID. The Tri Alpha is a mentorship program for first-gen students. The mentors take pride in helping others.
That I'm able to connect with mentors that have come from the first generation background of Latinos and Latinas in STEM.
Which makes this a big supported group of students on our campus.
On campus. It has been, and I think it's the largest Chicano-specific graduation ceremony in the whole country.
Getting ready to be the first in my family to graduate. Natalia Mendoza, Fresno State Focus.
And the Latino and Chicano graduation will take place at the Save Mart Center.
It will start at 7 p.m. and is expected to last at least a couple of hours.
Students in elementary schools spend at least 6 hours a day with their teacher. That's why Madera Unified teacher Amy Kuhn tries to make the classroom fun for her students.
What is lava?
From asking questions.
Good. Now look at this one.
Helping with classwork.
Can you say I accept your apology?
To teaching character pillars. Amy Kuhn is a Fresno State alumna who now teaches first grade in Madera. She worked hard to make her class a safe place for her students to learn and grow.
Everything is theirs that they work on. And, having their ownership with their desk and, they should be proud of themselves for what they've accomplished from August until now.
Kuhn knows that home can look different for everyone, so she goes the extra mile for her kids.
Because I want them to feel important, and a lot of them don't have that at home. They don't have that at home of not being spoiled or anything, but showing them that they're loved and someone cares about them and someone's going that extra length for them. And I think that's very important.
Teaching can be a lot of work, especially when dealing with little ones, but Miss Kuhn knows her class is what makes it all worth it.
And Kuhn is no stranger to fun in the classroom. She's dressed up for multiple occasions as many different characters, including Santa Claus, Cat in the Hat, and more recently, the Easter Bunny.
Dressed up as the Easter Bunny, and I went over to the kindergarten classrooms, didn't talk at all, got pictures taken. First grade, came in my classroom, had a picture taken.
She knows that her kids appreciate the work she puts in for them.
And Miss Kuhn even won the Teacher of the Year award at her school last week, so congratulations on that achievement.
Tech Talks took place at Fresno State on Monday. The discussion centered around space systems, including navigation, maps, and communications to users across the world. The speaker featured this week was Austin Moore, who has supported several projects for NASA. Students enjoyed refreshments while getting first-hand knowledge from a professional.
They get to see someone who used to be in their position as a student, and they get to see the journey of where they are now and get tips on what they can do to succeed while they're a student and eventually, be at that same level in the industry.
Tech Talks take place multiple times throughout the school year and are a great opportunity for students to learn outside of their regularly scheduled classes. You can find out more at engineering.fresnostate.edu.
Students are an important part of the Fresno State workforce. These students work on campus providing essential services and building their resume, as Efren Mata shows us.
At Fresno State, student workers are the backbone of our community. You can find them across campus working in different positions, in the dining hall and student union, but that's just for starters. Students also work in most restaurants on campus, the library, the Collegian, and even security. Some students volunteer their time. They may not get paid in money, but in experience and connections. Donovan Kumagai is a volunteer for the MCJ checkout room. He gets to meet a lot of students and professors in his position.
It's mostly getting to know your professors and colleagues a lot better and getting even more familiar with professional grade equipment. Especially in this equipment room, there's thousands of dollars that we put into here.
You can find students like Donovan all around campus. Some benefits of working for the university include flexible hours, priority scheduling for classes, and networking opportunities.
I love my job at Fresno State.
Maximus Perez, a third-year student, worked for athletics.
Because of the connections I'm able to make, all the game day experiences that you're able to experience here at Fresno State, there's nothing like it. And meeting a lot of professional athletes that come back to give back to our community.
As the semester winds down, some students are putting in their last few hours opening up positions for next semester students. At Fresno State, Efren Mata, Fresno State Focus.
And some student workers will stay on campus, employed over the summer, because the campus will still be open and we need to eat.
One of our MCJ classes is taking a trip across the world. Ray Franco tells us where they're going.
You're going to this conference. That's so exciting.
The Global Campus Reporting class is headed to Santiago, Chile.
So there will be this year's conference called the UNESCO Press Freedom Conference.
The conference is organized by a specialized agency of the United Nations.
So the students in my MCJ 129 Global Campus Studio class will be producing a final project, which is the short video report about the status of press freedom around the world.
The students got the chance to interview these journalists from different countries to talk about 3 key issues in journalism, such as press freedom issues, the significance of press freedom, and the future of journalism. History professor William Scubin talked with students about what to expect when they arrive in Chile.
And Chile's been very successful among all the Latin American countries. One can make the argument that Chile has been, the most stable, the most democratic, and the most developed of Latin American countries. That's not saying Chile doesn't have its problems, and Chile does have a lot of problems.
James Cepeda is going on the trip and looking forward to the learning experience.
This would be a good opportunity to go, and it was free for us too, which is kind of nice. Get to travel internationally for free, so that was cool.
To the Global Campus class, safe travels and have fun. Reporting from Speech Arts Building, Ray Franco, Fresno State Focus.
The UNESCO conference will take place on May 2nd through the 4th.
Coming up in sports, we have a story about a legendary Fresno State baseball fan.
Also, how to stay safe while on a run.
Plus, how Fresno State water polo inches closer to making history. Stay tuned for sports with Jimena Ramos.
I got the bulldog spirit up in my head.
Up in my head.
Up in my head.
I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Up in my head to say. I got that bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. Got that bulldog spirit. Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart to stay.
I got that bulldog spirit.
Down in my toes. Down in my toes. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit.
Down in my toes. Hey.
Down in my toes to stay. I got that bulldog spirit. Up in my head. Deep in my heart. Down in my toes. I got that bulldog spirit. All over me to stay. I got that bulldog spirit.
Deep in my heart.
Deep in my heart. Deep in my heart. I got that bulldog spirit.
Hello, I'm Jimena Ramos with your focus on sports. Water polo is now prepping to make a splash at the NCAA Championships, and they know their first opponent. The water polo team will be facing the number 3 seed and host of the tournament, the Cal Golden Bears. The Dogs have faced the Bears 2 times this season and lost both matches. They will play in Berkeley on Friday, May 10th at 6. Sienna Pimpian was just named Women's Track Athlete of the Week. Pimpian turned her senior day into a memorable day after breaking the school record in the 400 meter with a blazing time of 52.79 seconds at the Fresno State Invitational this past weekend. Pimpian and the rest of her teammates will be competing in the Outdoor Mountain West Champions from May 9th through the 11th at Veterans Memorial Stadium. The Fresno State softball team is wrapping up their season. The tenacious Bulldogs will have a 3-game series against New Mexico beginning on Thursday. This will be their last set of games leading into the Mountain West Championship on Thursday, May 9th through the 11th in Boise, Idaho. Fresno State said goodbye to a legend in the community. Longtime baseball fan Inman Perkins died on April 7th at the age of 83. Al Scott tells us more about Perkins and his love for the Diamond Dogs.
For over 50 years, Inman Perkins and his wife Donna attended Bulldog baseball games and cheered on the Dogs. He even started chants to get the team going.
My grandma and him were at a baseball game one day, and my grandma was like, "Hey, go do a cheer." And he's like, "What? They don't do cheers at baseball." And all of a sudden, he went up there and did Bulldog spell out, and the players came out and gave him a round of applause, and he's been there ever since.
During his life, Perkins worked for the IRS, the Fresno Bee, and the San Jose Mercury News. He was also a tour guide at the Fresno Chaffee Zoo, teaching kids about all different kinds of animals. He is most known, though, for his beacon of positivity that he brought to those around him.
There's no stat to quantify how many Bulldog comeback victories he spurred or how many priceless memories he made for young people who wanted to come back and see him lead that cheer again. Just a really special man who gave us something nobody else could.
Say it again! Inman didn't play a single inning for the Bulldogs, but he's been a fixture here at Pete Biden Field for decades, supporting his team, leading the Red Wave in charge, and supporting just good Bulldog baseball. He would sit here in Section L, Row 2 with his wife, Donna. And as Inman would like to say, it's a great day to be a Bulldog.
Head coach and former catcher Ryan Overland says Inman has left a lasting impression on the program.
The energy and in the stands and at every single game, the way that he was, that's an impact as big as out anybody in this program, the amount of time and what he did, his time here. So obviously one we've been missing for a while out here.
Inman was the ultimate fan and the ultimate embodiment of Bulldog spirit. From Pete Biden Field, Al Scott, Fresno State Focus.
The funeral will be Tuesday morning, May 21st. It is open to the public. Guests are asked to wear red and white or any Fresno State attire. Whether you walk or run alone, how you think about safety is important.
Women in sports have to take precautions because we are women. Honking cars, cat calls, fast drivers. This is normal for an everyday run for a woman.
When I'm running along the street and someone honks or barks or cat calls and stuff, a lot of times people will do that to cheer us on, but sometimes it's sending mixed signals.
While cheering runners is positive, no one should have to go through intimidation in public spaces. Here are some tips from law enforcement to be safer on your runs.
If you can, run in the daytime. If you cannot, run in well-lit areas. Sometimes even just running around your neighborhood's the best thing to do because you know your neighborhood, you know a lot of the neighbors, and you know that you have a sidewalk with street lights.
As a runner, I've created 3 healthy habits whenever I'm running alone. I always have a self-defense tool with easy access. I let others know when I'm going on a run, and I ditch the overhead earphones and listen to my music out loud so I know my surroundings.
Being alert to potential hazards from distracting drivers is crucial for runner safety.
Traffic's my biggest worry, just in that people aren't always aware of what's going around them and being aware of their surroundings.
Realities women face every time they go for a run can be hard. However, it should not stop anyone from what they love. That is the importance of safety. From the trails from Fresno, Jimena Ramos, Fresno State Focus.
I've been running since 3rd grade. One of the biggest things I've learned is always to be aware of your surroundings. That's your focus on sports. Back to you.
There are plenty of things you can do to help the planet, even after Earth Day.
Last week, vendors and club booths were set up around Fresno State with interactive activities and free goodie bags for Earth Day. Students painted rocks, took pictures, and even did some planting.
Today, we're celebrating Earth Day along the Sustainability Club and California Climate Action Course. We have invited different entities around the community so the students can get involved in climate action and also environmental topics.
Other booths included t-shirt making, thrifting, and learning about the Earth.
You can find more information on these clubs by visiting the main Fresno State website. Just click on the tab that says Clubs.
Attention Bulldogs, if you're a senior and graduating next month, Spotlight Events is having an event dedicated to you. It's called Bulldog Farewell and is this Friday from 3 to 5 at the RSU Event Plaza. There will be DIY candy lays, grab cap decorating, frame making, and many opportunities for you to capture photos.
So we really wanted to make an event specifically centered around graduating seniors or even those who are just walking because it's a little bit more heartfelt this semester.
The event is dedicated to students who will be graduating this year. We have one more newscast. It's next week and it'll be a bit different.
Part of it will be all in Spanish.
We'll also look ahead to graduation and have a few other stories we ran out of time to show you today.
Thank you for joining us. We'll see you next week.